Hi there, so I'm just presenting a Sonos ZP100 amplifier. This amplifier is an excellent device for any music service. So if you're a music lover, this is definitely something you shouldn't really be missing. So it's in very good condition. Obviously it is used. This particular model, the ZP100, is currently discontinued. However, still is fully working and is still fully supported by Sonos, and there's a lot of help online as well for setting them up, but I'll show you a little bit of a way around the device anyway, just to give you an idea of if you don't know the Sonos system. So anyway, the ZP100 was actually their first proper amplifier. This is not a speaker. Sonos these days are very well known for actually making wireless speakers. This is their first amplifier. So it does not play music on its own. It needs to be connected to loudspeakers. So let me show you a little bit around the device. What you see on the front there's a mute button at the top just here, and there's a volume up and down button as well if you're actually at the amplifier and you want to control the music. Those buttons are also used in the setup system for the device, but everybody uses their phone to control the music. So there's an Android app and an iPhone app for Sonos that will let you control the music remotely whilst the device is connected to your Wi-Fi system. So just to show you a little bit, there's a kind of a heat sink grill on the back, on the top. Around the edges, there's a little bit of a mark that you might see here. And then most of the connections, etc., are on the back of the device here. And this is really what I'm going to try and show you. So let me kind of prop this up and hopefully it will stay in focus for you. So what you'll first see is that there is a set of Ethernet connectors there. So if this is the first Sonos device that you're looking to connect to your system, you will need to connect it with an Ethernet cable to your Wi-Fi system. And if you are using it in a position in the house somewhere where there is easy access to a Wi-Fi cable, then I'd actually suggest that you can connect that way, and it keeps things even better for you. But it's an Ethernet switch. It's a 100 base T switch, so if you have a single cable coming in, you could have 3 or 4 cables coming out. They can feed other computers, or indeed they might feed other TVs or any other devices that can take advantage of your internet network and hardwiring them. So it's a really great feature if you're able to connect this device and then you can connect the other devices directly to this, and they'll be essentially hardwired to your system. So that's really nice. However, you don't need to use that at all because the system is also completely Wi-Fi friendly and a very powerful Wi-Fi device. You'll see just below there that it says it's a digital music system, Sonos Zone Player 100. So if you want to look any of that sort of stuff up, you can. I will show you those settings anyway here, so you'll learn quite a little bit if you keep on watching. So the other connectors that we have so let me just give you the kind of top-down view. You can see these, basically those things that are sticking out are your loudspeaker wire connectors. And if I just try and press one in, you see if I press one in, it comes in and out, and that reveals a hole. I don't know if I'm going to be able to very easily show you that. There you go, there's the hole. And you would put your bare cable in there, and it's a very strong spring that pushes this back out, and that's true for each of the loudspeaker ports anyway. Alternatively, you can put in just a a banana plug, as they call them in the UK. I don't know what they call them here, but the kind of jack that you get, and it would be gripped here. So what you actually have is these two are the right speaker connectors, and obviously these two are the left speaker connectors. So that proves that you are looking at an amplifier. You're looking to connect your existing loudspeakers to this fantastic amplifier. It sounds really wonderful. It's amazing. On top of that, obviously you have your normal power cable. The power cable will be supplied with the device. I've got the power cable here. And then you also have a section here which says analog audio. And the first two options just here are the audio in. So if you have any device like a CD player or a record player, or maybe a preamplifier that you want to connect directly into there, then that is where you would connect it directly into this system, and the wireless system will then pick those up. And if you have other Sonos units spread around your house, then the great thing about this is that then allows that music from that device to be transmitted to any other room in the house. And the great thing about Sonos, if you don't know, is that if you are playing music on one device in one room and then playing it in another, so you're playing it in both rooms, the audio is completely synchronized between the two rooms. It's something that most other systems really struggle to do, but the Sonos system allows you to synchronize that audio, so you've got a party in every room with all of the music playing at exactly the same time. So I'm just tipping it this way so you can just see that these are the kind of connectors there. Those connectors would typically be for that kind of connector. So phono plugs, as I would call it. Those connectors are what you will be using on the lower connectors here. So that allows you to connect your existing music source and get it into and part of the Sonos wireless Wi-Fi system. So on top of that, you also then have, as well as the inputs, you've got the output here. So your out can be connected to an existing amplifier. So if you have an amplifier already and you simply want to bring wireless music into your already existing system, then you can connect those two here directly with the same kind of connectors as I've just shown you, straight into your amplifier, and bring wireless music into your system. Other than that, you can also connect directly a subwoofer directly to this, so that you get the best of your bass tunes directly from the unit here as well. So that's really the back of the device. So that's the really important part of it. I'll just spin it round again for you so you can just see the whole thing. In terms of size, it is quite a large device. It's 10 inches from across the front. Okay, so it's 10 inches that way, 7 inches from back to front, and then it's I think it's 4.5 inches high, and it does weigh quite a bit, so it's quite a solid piece of kit there. Okay, now what I'm going to do is show you the application on your iPhone or your Android phone that allows you to control the music. So let me just bring that screen up right now. So this is what I've got here. Let me just move this to the back a little. I'll just try and keep it in shot for you. There we are. So you can see on the screen there that you have an app. If we just take it back, you have a Sonos app, and it's the Sonos One app in this situation that you would be using. The Sonos ZP100 would mean that you would need to be using the Sonos One app. There is a Sonos 2 app which controls and supports the other devices, but Sonos One will be the one for this system. So you touch it obviously, and the first thing you'll see is that if you've got Sonos units throughout the rooms of your house, you can name the rooms and they appear in your rooms settings. So that's showing you the rooms. What I'll also do is click on the settings button, because what I want to show you is that in the settings you've got the third thing down, says services and voice. If you click on that, then you can add a service or you can add content to the system. So remember, you're on your wireless system and you're on your Wi-Fi. If I click on add a service, you'll see that it supports both Google Assistant and Amazon Alexa. So you can touch on either of those and start to control the music that's being played on your Sonos system through your Amazon Alexa or Google Assistant devices, so, or controllers. So that's really good. So you'd be able to say, hey, whatever, play The Travelling Wilburys in the living room, and the assistant would actually set that up and start playing it automatically for you. On top of that, you've got a variety of music and content providers that I want to talk to you about. So those music and content providers, these are the ones that I've got connected already into my system. And you'll see that I've got Spotify and SoundCloud and Stitcher and TuneIn. But if I click on the add a service, it will give you an idea of the plethora of services you can add. So at the top, we see that we can add Apple Music. We see that we can add SoundCloud, Spotify, Stitcher. They're all really famous, well-known ones. Then we get to a variety of other services which may well interest you. You've got Amazon Music there, of course. I'll just scroll through Audacity and Audible for audiobooks, both included in the services. If you're already a subscriber to these services, you can essentially very quickly and freely add these services to your Sonos system, and you'll be able to play the books or the music or the podcasts through your Sonos system at no extra cost. CBC Radio, if you're in Canada and you want to play the CBC Radio, you'll see Deezer is included there if you know Deezer. It even said Epidemic Spaces. I didn't even know that was there, but that's great as well. And a variety of additional music service providers that will come through your system. So this is obviously current. Used to have Napster, that's gone through there now, and obviously Radio Up, Radio Shop, and a variety. You can have a look and listen to those. Most of these services are subscription services, so you probably need to add a paid service. TuneIn will basically allow you to play music from almost any radio station worldwide, and that's the service that most people will use on their Sonos systems to enable them to listen to radio services from any worldwide place. And the great thing about TuneIn is it is actually free, so that's really good. And finally, at the very bottom there, you've got YouTube Music. Okay, I'll click the done at the top left. Then we can just have a quick look at browse. So browse, you can connect your own music library. So if you have a digital music library on your computer system, you can connect that music library there. Sonos Radio is a self-serve radio system from Sonos themselves. And of course, then you've got the other services, some of which I subscribe to. So if I go, for instance, to one of my rooms, so this device here could be in my living room. So if I do a quick search, I can select any artist, for instance. If I go Tragically Hip, for instance, if I could spell it, it would be fine. Tragically Hip comes up there under both Music Library and Spotify, because I've actually got a CD of theirs in my music library, but in my streaming services then I've got them on Spotify. I can select the Spotify feed, and I can select their top tracks, or I can select their albums. Okay, so and you can see the range of things that that they've done. So fully completely, I don't know. Let me just hit that, and I'd be able to play that in the living room, or indeed where I am now. Hit play, and it will automatically start playing in the background on my system. So with a bit of luck, you should be able to hear that in a second. Let's just see. There we are. There's the music just playing in the background. The album artwork is here and shown up, and you can pause it, you can go back, play again. This is all within the Sonos application, and that is connected, and you can see here it says Spotify in the middle right at the bottom there, so it's actually being played from Spotify. So that is the way that you can select either artists, songs, albums, playlists, stations, genres. They're all there. You can select podcasting shows, composers. This is all the service that I get from the Sonos system, but it's then going to look across the subscription services that I subscribe to. Okay. If you buy the Sonos ZP100 from me, you will go to the settings and you will simply go to system, and essentially in the system settings in the app, you'll connect it, as I say, directly to the Ethernet cable and click on add product, and the Sonos app will go through the whole process of how you connect your device to the Wi-Fi system. I won't go through that here now. Finally, I'm just going to show you some of the website information that you can get. There is information online for helping you to set up. This is still around on the Sonos site, so it helps you to set up the ZP100. And as I said earlier, the Sonos S1 app is the app that is required. Very easy to do. And so you can go there and you can go to the app either on the App Store or the Google Play Store. So both of those will support it. There's some speaker information there, so that's probably worth looking at if you really are an audiophile and you want to know more about what it can do. And here it says you can simply connect your subwoofer to the output labeled sub, which is the one I showed you earlier. And finally, there is the App Store, and it just shows you that it's called the Sonos One controller. If you're looking at buying this device, by all means download this beforehand, but I don't think you'll be able to do much with it if it doesn't detect an existing system. So but there's some screenshots. You saw that from me anyway, and of course always great reviews. And if I click on there, this is the most important thing about the Sonos system. It allows you to connect streaming services very easily and browse all of your music, find music, listen to podcasts, radios, audio books, etc., all in the app, so that you can then just share those around your house if you have other Sonos devices. Okay, so let's quickly go back to the main picture here, and I'll bring this back into frame. So this is it, the Sonos ZP100. Excellent device, sounds fantastic. You just need to connect it directly to your speakers. I mean, it would work just with a pair of speakers. You don't need to have any other audio kit. The speakers will connect straight into here, and once you've got it set up, it's a fantastic sounding single standalone device, but you can integrate it into your other systems if you want to, either by letting other devices serve music into there, or of course streaming your music out to another amplifier from these two ports here. That's it, and it also extends your Ethernet network internally if you need to do that. So that's the device. There we are. And if you've got any questions, leave those questions in the comments for me, and I'd be thrilled to answer any questions you have. I've been a Sonos user for many years, and this piece of kit is fantastic. So, speak to you soon. Thanks for watching. Bye now.